Start recording
for week two,
which is organization and time
organization
management,
and time management,
which I feel like is
which I
something
feel like
that a lot of us
is something
struggle
that a
with
lot of us struggle
in
with
Scentsy and regular life,
in Scentsy and life,
and that sometimes puts us on the back burner with
Scentsy
because it's really easy
to get
distracted
distracted
by
by
day-to-day
day-to-day things,
and
and
we put
we
Scentsy on the
put Scentsy on the back burner first.
Who's done that?
Who's
Like,
done
it's
that?
okay,
Like, it's okay if you have.
And it's
And
super
it's
normal.
super normal.
I'd much rather be watching the Tiger King
sometimes.
And that's not
going to make me money.
Let me disconnect.
Let me disconnect this.
Can you guys still hear me? Yeah. No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, awesome.
If this is an issue, let me know. I'm trying to do everything from my phone. But if you want this to be income replacing,
then you have to treat it like a job. You have to have office hours. You have to have business hours. You have to have schedules. You have to have things.
Yes and no, Emily.
Yes and no, Emily. I am logged in twice. Yes.
Because my computer's making a roaring noise when I try and record anything on it.
So
that's why
it's actually turned off my audio. There we go. Thank you. I thought it was off, but maybe it was not. That might be a lot better now. So let me turn my headphones so I can hear you guys. Sorry guys, this computer is being super weird and I don't like it. Technical issue. Okay, let's see if that's better. Yes, no more echoes. Thank you, Emily. So I have made a monthly to-do list to keep me accountable. Also, if you do not have an accountability partner, let me know because we need to find you one because that's really going to help you in this business. Doing it alone is super, super hard. Doing it together makes it fun and helps keep you motivated. So something to think about. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Okay. So this is my monthly to-do list, okay? It has everything I do. Some people will break it down by days. Some people break it down just by the month, but I like to break it down by week, okay? So this is something that is going to be a part of your homework, and I'll post a copy of mine. But this is what I do every single month in my business now because I was very organized before I had a checklist. Literally, I laminated this. I have it right here. Laminated, and then I go through and I check off with a dry erase marker what I'm doing, and then after that month is over, I just dry erase it and start again. So week 1 is for my business. I think that's super important to start off your month with your business because when you have a team and it gets to be such a large size, people are going to often try and take over a lot of your time, which is not unnecessarily bad. You just need time for your own business. So the first week of the month is all about me bulk sampling, which is so nice because before I would just like make samples here and there. Now I have a checklist of the bulk sample log, which I can show you guys, and I check it off each month, like what I do, when I'm doing it. Organizing my office, it's a must every single month. Even today, I was organizing. I did it last week, but I feel like that one just keeps going back. I do my team mail outs, team emails, front loading for my personal business, shout outs, and my goal is 1,000 PRV by the 10th, which we talked about last week with parties and everything like that in high PRV. So I do that. You have to work your own business. Week 2 is about coaching calls. So I went a little crazy last month and I did a ton. It really depends on the size of your team, but my goal is, no more than 8 a week. And I do a team call the second Tuesday of every our team because I really felt like it wasn't consistent. Like I would have a team call here and there and it wouldn't be consistent. So I'm really trying to keep myself accountable and schedule things. I have a leadership call every second Thursday of the month. And then I'm running reports for the reports that we did on our leadership training. So those are people who are close to promoting, who I need to work with, that I keep an eye on. Week 3, more coaching calls. Every single end of the month, from the 20th to the end of the month, I print off team lead star and group star and SSD. I don't know why that's typed out wrong, but I print out those reports and I really track those people who are about to promote and who are right there. And then the end of the month, team email tips, office organization week 4, and rest of the personal mail-outs and follow-ups, because you guys have a business too. Okay, so you guys need to work around, and a lot of you have school, you have kids, like find something that works for you. If you need that 15 minutes of work every day, or if you can do a power hour, whatever works for you. I mean, you have to figure out what works for you. And these are just my guidelines. Like I said, some people have daily, weekly, monthly. Find something that works for you, and it'll probably change as you see what works for you, what doesn't work for you. I probably need to add a few things, tweak a few things in mine. But for right now, it is working well for me. And yeah, so that is that. I will upload that. And let me stop the screen share if I can figure out how. Okay. And then office hours. Office hours are so, so important. People are not going to remember your office hours. They're not going to. Once you have a big team and they're not going to think about it, they're like, is today Emily's day where she's working in her work, or since nobody's going to remember. And I don't expect them to, no matter how you post it. Like, but I have got to do myself a better job at this, because sometimes I get sucked into having conversations with you guys and I have to stick to my office hours. So if I don't respond to you, it is not that I do not want to talk to you. It is not that I don't have the answer to your question. It's literally, it's outside of my office hours. And I have to apply that rule, because there is no such thing as Scentsy emergency. Okay? We're not doing brain surgery. Nobody's going to die if they do not get their Scentsy. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So make sure that your team needs to understand the chain of command and respect your time, because what you instill in them, they will then do as leaders. If they don't have office hours, they won't have office hours. If you don't put time restrictions and boundaries out there, they won't do it either. And we have to have those. We all have husbands, we have children, we have another job, we have all these things that we're trying to juggle. And if you don't have systems in place, and if you don't have boundaries and guidelines, then you're going to feel overwhelmed, and you're going to feel taken advantage of, and you're going to just feel overworked and tired. And that's not what we want. This is supposed to be a fun business. It's supposed to be, if you're doing this, you want income replacing money. So you have to have time for business, and you have to have time for yourself. So you are your own boss. Make your own schedule. Like I said, 15 to 30 minutes a day, depending on the size of your team, or once a week, and get all the things done. Schedule your team page post. I cannot tell you how important that is. Every Sunday night, you don't have to do it every Sunday. I don't care what day you do. Put it on your little list that you make and say, this is what I'm going to post for the rest of the week. If the 10th is coming up, you know that that's a payday. Why don't you go ahead and post something about payday? If you look at the Scentsy calendar on your workstation and you see something's coming out, put a reminder the day before. Things like that. It doesn't have to be super crazy. It's also a place for them to post as well. So they need to be posting and putting into your team as well. It's not all just about you. A team page is not something that we have to have by Scentsy. It's something that we gift our teams with, to share ideas. And if I'm the only one sharing, what's the point? So same thing for your team. If you want to ask one of your teammates to take over your team page for a day, that's awesome. Kind of get them in the loop of how to run a team page when they get to a star consultant, things like that. So I'm going to open up a discussion and see what your struggles are, what your strengths and weaknesses are with your scheduling. I can tell you that the best thing I do is I put on a do not disturb every single day after my office hours. Sometimes I'm a bad girl and I do check my messages. and I shouldn't, but it really helps me put that boundary up, because Matt will look at me and he's like, you're doing Scentsy. He calls it my Scentsy face. That's when I get like real focused and I'm doing all the Scentsy things. I'm like trying to find answers for everybody. And he's like, you have Scentsy face. And when I should be spending time with my husband. So that's what I need to be doing. And it's really, really helped me to have a schedule and a system and things in place to help me with my personal life and my business life. So yeah, we'll talk about what you guys are struggling with, what you guys have questions about, if anybody has ideas for anybody. It's so quiet.
I can go. Can you hear me?
Hi, Emily. Yes, we can.
Hello. So one of my team page struggles is engagement. What sort of things, like I can schedule everything, and I usually do like a day or two out if I schedule things, but it's like crickets. Like nobody's engaging. But I know that they're seeing it, because like I can see that they see it and they like it, but there's no like commenting, hardly any posting. How do you get it a little bit more lively?
So first thing, like when you're bringing your new recruits back or asking new recruits when they join, make that part of your training with them, that they have to participate in the team page, because I feel like if that's not instilled early, they just think, oh, it's a team page. Like everybody in Scentsy must have this. When really it's not. And then ask people, like I said, if you see somebody on your team that's really good and has high PRV, message them and be like, hey, your PRV is amazing. I would like you to do some training on our team page. And then once a week, do an engagement post. So I try and do mine on Sundays. I think I missed this last Sunday. It's like, drop your favorite picture from the weekend. And I think the more consistently you do this and reward the behavior, so if somebody does share something on your team page, send them a thank you. Like I always try and send a voice text or something, or a message, and say, hey, thank you so much for sharing it. And then all of a sudden, you're commending that behavior, and it's going to be they're going to want to do it more and more. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
that's what I would do for your team page.
Anybody
else have suggestions for Emily on that one?
Yeah, I'll go, because Emily, I had the same problem, really. My team was crickets like crazy. And when you get that rock star person, that's just, I started asking people, like I was asking Tamara, can you do like a motivational Monday post every Monday and give them something to do, especially those that are there. And then the other thing I did is I shout people out on the page, because I'll be like, hey, Emily, your PRV was amazing. Same thing. Can you share with the team how you're doing it? And then everybody starts liking that post. So now they feel like, oh, I better, respond. And surprisingly, some of the people who never respond actually have responded to some of the things. But you just have to, all of a sudden it happens. And then, maybe sometimes having a person come on and share with you, or that works too. But it's just like sometimes they do, and then it's crazy. But then I also talk to them a lot about the fact that when I become director, we won't be on Faith's page anymore.
Yeah.
So they need stuff from us.
Right.
Right. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely do that, because it's been a while since I reminded them that, like, when I do become director, like, we'll be off the page. So I do need to do that.
So.
This has been a couple months since I've been like, hey guys, instead of taking your question to Faith's page, bring it here.
And I was finding a lot of that, because I actually had my team page with Natasha's. And so everybody was seeing the stuff on Faith's page and my page and Natasha's page, because Natasha was also on Faith's page. So it was like everybody was seeing it in 3 places. So what do they need it for? So it helps. I try to post stuff that Faith doesn't put on her page, so that it's different. Or I try to make certain I post on my page first and then share it to Faith's page,
Right.
so they see it on my page first.
Yeah.
Just so that,
or I just steal it.
I'm making
Okay.
my page a priority, not Faith's page. So.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
I love that. Any other questions or concerns about your balancing business and getting organized with your business? Any concerns? I'm just staring at you, Emily. You're still up on my screen. Sorry. You guys have any more questions or concerns about business hours or working your business in your personal life, like your struggles, your success? What you got? Nobody is ever this quiet when I talk to you guys one-on-one, ever. Who here has business hours? Let's see. Emily has business hours. Yeah, Emily has to have business hours because her schedule's so crazy, which is, I mean, she's still working her business. She's getting, Michelle has business hours. Awesome. If you don't, that's not a big deal. It's never too late in your business. Jordan has business hours. Awesome. Do we follow these business hours? Heather has business, Heather Mary has business hours. That's really good. So I'll post my business hours on Teenage Girl. Same. I need to be better at following them too. Like I said, I'll get into it because sometimes the lines between friendship and business get a little blurred in this business. So, you know, sometimes we'll be talking about something completely nonsensy related, and then I'll get like, while I have you, I'm like, wait a second. So it's sometimes very hard to do that. But here's the homework for the week. I want you guys to, if you don't have business hours, make business hours and post them on the Dive Into Director, and then make a to-do business list like mine and post it on the page as well. And I'll take a picture of mine and show it to you guys, and then use it. There's no point in having these things if you don't use them and if you aren't using them. And share it with your team too, because starting off with a list, their list might be a monthly thing when they first start off. And this is what you need to do. What do you need to do? Book parties, having conversations, make samples. Like, they're just going to be very, very different. But that's okay. If they start off now with a checklist, it's going to be super important for them in their business later on. They're going to thank you for having, you know, set them up for success. So that's what I would do. But yeah, these trainings are going to be, I'm trying to keep them really, really short and sweet for time, and really pack as much information into it as possible, because I know everybody's busy and everybody has their lives. But hopefully this is helpful to you guys. Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to post my picture. Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about before we pop off? Jordan's frozen in the best way possible. Okay. And then